New York and on the new Hot 97 app. Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
You got an Ebro, and you got a Laura, and you got a Rosenberg, and you got a Jinx, man. Give it up, man.
Thank you,
the
guys.
homie Jinx is on the program. You may see him on, what's the program
State
on
of the
Revolt?
Culture.
State of the Culture.
And now,
Mogul.
Big
On Spotify,
podcast. Shout
Gimlet
to
Media.
Combat Jack, Reggie Osei, who started this.
Yeah, it's his,
And now,
his mind.
And now, how do you now step into his shoes and continue this?
You don't step into Reggie's shoes. Like, Reggie is who he is. Combat Jack is who he is, and he did all the things that he did. You try to do something different. So he laid the groundwork with the first season with Chris Lighty. And then this season, we were like, where do you go? You know, do you tell another really New York hip-hop story? Do you tell something out the West Coast? Everyone's aware that their story has value now, so it's even harder to tell them. We decided to just make a strong pivot and go to Miami and tell the story of the 2 Live crew, Miami bass music,
You're fine.
Denzel
okay.
Curry, like just all these stories in Miami that to me have so much texture into what we do today. It feels
Now,
like really now.
You said people are more aware of the value of their story, so it's even harder to tell them.
Yeah, like, you know, where you would make a call to someone maybe and say, hey, I want to sit down with you. Everyone thinks they have a doc in them. Some stories are good.
That's a fact.
And maybe you do have a documentary in you, but are you really going to make it? And if you do, is it going to be good? And who are the people that you're making it with?
So you're saying people don't want you to go and tell their story, or not you specifically, but a lot of people now, because they're like, yo, I'm working on a doc, or I'm working on this, and so I'm not going to sit with you and have you.
It's the culture trying to take ownership of the culture, which is a good thing. It's like people that were like, oh, come to Hot 97. They're like, they do their own interview on YouTube, and you're like, you could use us. You know what I mean? And so hopefully we fill that void to tell these stories. But yeah, it's been a wild ride.
It does make it challenging though too, because people see an opportunity for doc, they see an opportunity for money.
Yeah, they want.
And then
bag.
if you're like, hey, but we're trying to do something journalistic and credible, you're trying to,
we're trying to put it in the books, you know, up in the rafters, as opposed to like you can get a check, you know, but like, how are you gonna feel after that?
Right.
I think it's important though, because it's so funny. I heard some of the interns just having like side chat. Some people don't even realize that Luke went to the Supreme Court for freedom of speech.
Yeah, man.
Well, he went to Supreme Court later. I guess it was freedom of speech. He was fighting a parody case.
Yeah.
And that was when he did Banned in the USA, the flip of Born in the USA. But he's very familiar with the court system when it comes to just fighting for rap music.
So you guys dug into all of that.
Yeah, I mean, we literally got court documents. We found his lawyers.
Wow.
We found the prosecutor. So like, we really went to Miami and sat with these people in their offices. At times, you're literally going to courthouses, digging up information. During the time it's all not digitized. So we had a big team that was like doing everything they can to make this real and factual.
Anything that you learned from the whole, without giving away too many spoilers, obviously we want people to listen to the podcast, but maybe you can give us a little preview.
Anything I learned,
or anything that really surprised you.
I don't know about surprise me, because everything is so new to me. When you're giving them, you know what it is about Miami? I just learned about their culture more. They have such a do-it-yourself culture. They're so far away from everyone else. Even Atlanta, you figure they're like 12 hours away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They're so self-sufficient. They're insulated. So their style's
and it's its
different.
own place, man. Like
It's not like
it's not anything. There's nothing like Miami.
be on the street in Liberty City at like even at 9 a.m. You understand you're not anywhere. You're nowhere you've been before. It's not like
And-
South Beach.
yeah,
it's
no,
something
it's not
different.
South Beach.
And because of that, they're very protective of their culture. They're very proud of their culture. But they move to their own tempo. And I learned that from top to bottom. Like, we'd go out at night and see it in the parties. We'd see it when we were in people's homes. We'd see it like just talking to strangers that were kind of pointing us in the right direction. Miami, they're their own country, and they're proud of it.
Yeah.
But you have to tell that story like that, too. You can't make a lot of comparisons, and you can't be in there referencing some Atlanta. They don't want to hear that.
Miami.
We Miami.
Which is why now you see Luke going so hard at Hove over who's at the Super Bowl, right? Because he's like, yo, you're in Miami.
Yeah.
And while I feel like Shakira and J-Lo are a great pick, Luke is put on for his city and feels obligated to be like, yo, where's at least Pitbull?
And there's a ton of unsung people there, right? Like Luke, also Mr. Mix, who created that whole sound, I feel like doesn't get nearly the credit. Like, if you look at rap music today, it sounds, the tempo, the blown out bass, the party theme. That was not first introduced there, but that's when it got popular.
Right. And bass music, man.
Bass music is crazy.
And right now, over the last couple of years, it's been so
like even hearing like this dude DJ Raw that we learned about. Like, It'll do sort of a street aficionado. He created one of the first hip hop music festivals out there. And to think about that, then Rolling Loud, it just feels like there's all these parallels between what's taking place now and then. But it's hip hop, it goes in a cycle, like it all does.
Speaking of hip hop, in this Mogul situation, and I hear this all the time, so many people are getting forced to cover Tekashi 6ix9ine. Did that come across in any of the meetings where you were like, how are we gonna, or?
Nah, thank God. Because first, I don't even know how you would tell that story. It's so
It's too recent.
It's too recent. There's so much information that's out, but also information that's protected because it is a court case. And if that was,
Is it protected?
well now, yeah, that's actually who knows, right? Who knows?
That's why the real stuff's protected, because they want us to know all the things they want us to know.
I mean, they've got so many leaks, but for me also, that is so far away from what I if that was in the pitch meeting, in the first meeting, I probably would have bounced. And then I would have had a quick word with Combat, yo, bro, we don't know what we're doing.
Now, you had a pretty close relationship with Combat Jack.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of those dudes where he sought you out. You know what I mean? If he liked what you were doing, he would seek you out and just give you words. And not many people do that, And when you're young and you don't really have any resume, that means a lot. To get the cosign from one of the OGs, it's helpful. So guys like Combat, he was one of those people where he would just give you a word. You could party with him. He would guide you in your career here and there. But he also wasn't ever talking down to any of the people that are kind of in my class, And you miss him. There were points during this podcast where I was like, oh, I did the first tape. I was like, whoa, I sound terrible. How do I get better? And you don't have a Reggie that you could just text. And so it hits you immediately I can't be Reggie. I got to just do my own thing.
What about you as a person led you to this path? Because how old are you?
32.
Because a lot of the people of around your age range and slightly younger, the path is all clout. That is the entire thing. There is literally zero care for the culture. I take that very, very seriously. And you are one of the very few, there are a handful, but they're a handful of people who really care about what you're doing, and you're methodical about the things you choose to do. Why did you choose
Thank you,
that path?
first off. Man, I don't know. I guess I was raised right. And when I first started, I came up under Sasha Jenkins and Timotep, And then when I was ushered into Complex, it was Dave Bree, amazing editor, Noah Callahan Bever, Brendan Fredericks, Donnie Kwok. These are really smart minds in the culture. And I also came up I'm a magazine kid. Hot 97 was every morning, So you get steered properly. And I think if you came up off Instagram, or if you got diverted to or attracted to Instagram, or I don't know, wherever the clout is, you're gonna do that too. And I mean, it's not my bag. People that do it, they do it really well, and there's a place for that. But I think you also have to realize they might not be the same thing. We might all end up at the same after party, but that energy might not be the thing that we do before that. So the panel situation, right? If you the one who you sit down next to Peter Rosenberg and you can't keep up, that feeling you feel should shake you, and you should be let me keep up. And it's happened before. I've been sunned, I've messed up, I've done the wrong thing, and you use the people that are valid in this space to kind of get you right. But I don't know. The clout does look cool, man. I'd love to try it on.
People got money.
Yeah.
YouTube views just pile up, man.
It looks cool. But then also too, I'm 32. I'm what's this look like at 40?
It looks like trash.
What's it look like? I want to be in it. This is what I've committed to. I want to be in this for a long time. And I've seen people that came up, and I've been around for a minute, even before people knew me on the video stuff, 09, and a lot of them, they didn't last the course,
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. You don't wish that for anyone, but you also you can kind of see.
Man, everybody ain't gonna make it, man.
Ebro's big on everybody's not gonna make it.
But
big.
I like that energy. You know what I mean? And it's also real. You're not just saying it that's from someone who's it's not easy. It's probably not easy staying in this, the game changes
First and
all the
foremost,
time.
what we all are trying to do for a living is something that is we love.
Yeah.
99.9% of the people hearing our voice are not doing what they love for a living, or even being able to be a part of what they love.
So if you get a
for
crack
living.
at it, why would you
gotta hold
forfeit
on.
it?
You gotta.
Well, what I'm saying is it's an honor to even get a crack.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
see,
you hold on like grim death.
But then, I don't know, when I was first in it, to even get a chance to sit in the chair of Mogul Combat, there's a couple times I really had to there's times you kind of forget what's going on. You might think, I don't want to wake up and do this, and like you're tripping. But to even get that seat feels like, to me, it's a really big honor. But I think about like, I don't know, you could be in this and not even care, because there's a lot of that too. This was attractive, it was within reach, and you're doing it. And if you get a chance to do the thing you want to do, hit the gas.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really even know how to like.
You hit the gas, but don't speed.
Right, that's a good way of putting it.
'Cause you will crash.
like and you got to be smart about where you want to go. And also, it's not like I can plot this whole thing out. It's a lot of waiting. Like, I want to be in this seat, or I hope this person calls, or trying this thing and not getting it. And sometimes it feels good to find out that people are still looking at you or looking in on you and decide, you know what? Like, someone made the decision that Jinx could go do Mogul, or at least to even make the phone call. That feels good, you know? That feels good. And then you get the gas for a little bit, then you got to do the work, and then after that, you try to figure out, how do I get that next phone call? Can I get nice enough that I can start placing phone calls? You know, it's you gotta be like real honest with yourself about like where you're at.
How do you love TV? State of the Culture, Revolt. How you like doing that? It's every week, the show, right?
It's every week. It's wild, man. Like, you sit alongside Remy and Joe, and
They fight. You chill. I watch. I've seen it.
I'm mostly chill.
Who's the new lady on there?
Ebony Williams.
What is it?
Ebony Williams.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's has more like she's initially a lawyer, then had like a little bit of a news anchor type vibe to her. So she brings something different to the show than what it was when we originally started. But it's I've never done that. I've never done TV. I've never done debate. You know, I'm used to news where I'm just like,
Here's the facts.
Drake's wearing new jeans, blah blah. You know, like
the facts are the facts.
Yeah,
I love
like,
your story about Drake's jeans.
Yeah, like there's at least 3 of them somewhere on YouTube. But like that that was a different thing, and you get a different kind of love. Now you got to step out there in your own opinion, and that's like, I've just gotten to a point I'm comfortable being wrong. Like,
You have to.
like yeah,
You're human.
But like when you got all the facts in a bag and you're ready to go on YouTube and it's just you in the studio, it's cool. When it's you and it's you know, you're next to Remy, and like there's times where I'm like, all right, you guys are definitely wrong, but it don't matter because the debate is bigger than the facts too, you know.
Yeah, and when you're
and then you also have Joe Budden's hats that are bigger than the facts. Yo, let's talk about Joe Budden's
a
hats.
fine
really great
assortment.
Yo,
of
his
lids.
hat game is really.
I haven't
It's crazy.
seen him in a while. They
Yo,
crazy.
And
the brims are crazy.
And he goes through chapters. Like he was doing the Future hat, now he's doing the baseball cap.
Yeah.
Next he's gonna have like the painter's cap or
Oh
something.
my
I
God,
don't know.
leave
Like
him alone.
I think he needs to go like great. What's the paper boy? You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
deliver
yeah.
newspapers, old school joint stand on the corner.
Extra, extra.
Yeah.
You want that?
Yeah, that guy.
he should have his own line. Like that's where he should be.
Yeah, that might be where he's going.
A
Joe's always
newsy, a
thinking.
newsy hat.
Did Joe's clothes make you feel at a certain point like I need to step my game up? Have you ever looked at a State of the Culture episode? You're like, yo,
What
my
are you
man
doing?
is dressing like he stepped off the runway.
If you could see the arguments that happen over wardrobe, like Rim, pretty much the size that most of us wear. And then there's always like last week I wore an outfit I thought was regular, you know, some cargo pants, Stone Island. Rim
Rim
says
was
it's
like,
trash.
"Are you dumb?
Yeah.
Are you dumb?
It's
That's
trash.
trash."
And I'm like, Rim, I'm not gonna dress like a rapper. You know what I mean? Like I'm a civilian. Like I don't got the like. It wouldn't even look right.
So you telling me Remy let Joe wear them ankle boots? That's what you telling me happened. You're telling me that Remy was like, yeah, Joe, rock them leather ankle boot high heel joints.
I will
Why are you
say
doing this?
there's a chance that happened. There's a high chance that happened. There's also a world where Remy's usually cool, and then when it gets to his footwear, she gets hot. She's like, that ain't it. That ain't it.
Man.
Yeah. But
So
the wardrobe,
she may
like-
have not liked the ankle boots, and Joe was like, nah, I'm running with these ankle boots.
Or when Joe, we always have this moment where in the beginning of the show, he makes some quick joke about my fit. And Joe knows, but I'd be looking at him when it's happening like, I know this is for TV because you got a history.
All you got to do is keep a picture of when Joe Budden was in Focus, one of his original music videos, wearing jeans that was 9 sizes too big.
Well, the thing is,
and just hold that up.
I can't comment because I'm from Jersey. I'm a Joe Budden fan, and we was dressing like that.
Yeah,
like size
so-
40 jeans, size 8
So
fitted.
he has the
where-
same photos.
Oh, the big fitted too. I forgot
Mine are
about
the
that.
same, but whatever, like the version that's right under it.
Yeah, but it was his fault. You can still blame him because
That's
you're a
the thing.
Jersey kid.
Even
He's
if
an
you did it-
influence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
He
It's-
influenced you,
it's
so you
bad.
can still blame him.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna tell you.
And based on history, should you be following Joe's fashion?
Well, I've pivoted since. You know, I've pivoted since. But
I
in
have
Jersey,
the
that's all
perfect
we knew.
solution.
And they have help now. They have stylists, right?
Yeah,
It
here and
sounds
there.
like Remy's the stylist.
Well, it's really
Sounds like Remy's like, yo, you look like shit, bro. Change that.
Yo, there's been some, like last week, it was a moment where I just got hot like Rem. Like I get it. In this world that I live in the world of like, we have rules, you know, and we get on the subway and like the normal world, like I go to the store myself. Yeah, this is a good fit. in your world where it's like car service and stage performances and awards, like, nah, I could see where I might need 6 more chains, instead of none. So I get it. Like,
If Joe ever talks too crazy about your outfit, just to play this every time.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
He'll put on his basketball
I was
jersey
kind of
and
into
come
that
out.
song.
The song's fire.
Song's
That was
fire.
kind of
But
it.
I think
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's huge basketball jersey in the video.
Well, you guys follow Joe Budden Fits, right? The Instagram page.
I've seen it, but I don't
It's a-
follow
it's
it.
No,
amazing.
that's not a thing.
Yes, it is.
It's amazing.
Hilarious.
Joe Budden Fits?
Joe's active on there. Like he's interacting with whoever runs it.
Oh, yeah.
They write the bet. Like they're.
I got to tell
amazing.
you guys, up until this moment, I didn't know his outfits were a thing.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, he just evolved out of, remember when he used to just wear giant blankets? You remember that era where he
Yeah,
would just
I-
like wrap
what?
a blanket around his face and come outside with
I
like
do actually remember.
sweats
You know
on,
what that?
smoking a
Oh, here's
cigarette?
Joe Budden
No.
Fits.
You don't remember this?
No, I don't.
Whole cl-
60,000 followers
It was like
for
a
Joe
cloak
Budden
era.
Fits.
So I'm telling you, there's opportunity in this. You talking about clout? Like
There you go.
there's something there. I don't know what it is,
And
but
he doesn't have a clothing line. Or maybe he does. We
maybe he
don't
does.
know.
Joe be working. He's another one. 3-4 jobs. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's.
I hit him the other day. I told him I didn't believe him and Sin Santana broke up. I don't believe it. I think they're setting us up for a reality show.
You say that about everything.
I believe it, and I also think it works in reality show. Like I think that's what.
And he didn't respond,
Oh,
which
yeah.
means he didn't want to lie to me.
I don't know. Well, yeah. Don't let me jump out
You
on
heard it here
that.
first.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
He might have just not wanted to respond to you.
Well, why did you respond in the first place?
So he responded at first?
Yeah.
He said, hey, what's up? And
Yeah.
then you said blah, blah, blah.
It's
Maybe that was
sensitive topics.
mynyourbusiness.com.
You could have, yeah.
Nah.
You could have caught him at the wrong time. It's personal, right?
It is like,
Well,
if
maybe.
If it is, do you ever think about that if you're wrong, how much it sucks to be wrong on that?
Why?
If he's really heartbroken over a
Right,
bad
like,
situation,
yeah.
and you're like, I know it's for reality TV. And he's like,
yeah.
this is a nightmare.
He's like, I'm hurt.
He would say, then he would be like, yo, I'm hurt. We've had these talks before. We've talked real life before.
Maybe he just doesn't want to deal with you at that moment. That's it. That's it.
We're trying to
That's
tell
it.
you this nice as we can, man.
Well, like, which is what?
Maybe he just doesn't want to talk to you.
He's
man.
done a lot for TV, man. If he's mad about it, he's done a lot for TV.
To say maybe it's you.
Yo,
He's done a lot
God.
for TV, bro.
Some
Yo,
of these
Jinx,
pictures
man,
on
go
this
check out
Instagram.
Mogul, which is available wherever you get podcasts.
Yeah, everywhere. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the other spots.
This is dope. Congratulations.
Thank you, yo.
Very
Thank
cool,
you.
man.
Thank you.
That's
Yo,
really
man, don't
dope.
let Remy make you feel no type of way about your clothes.
I'll try my best, you know.
He's good. He walked in here with a big Prada jacket. He's fine.
Oh, that's why you got the Prada
Thing is,
jacket. They put pressure on you.
Rim's gonna see this and then ask why I don't wear that to set. You guys, this is a bad.
Prada
yeah.
jacket? Put the
Yeah.
Prada jacket on so Remy can see it.
can't
Put it on.
do
Yo, by the way,
I
hold
can't.
on.
Jinx, put the Prada jacket
Let's
on,
be
man.
clear about the level of stunt that Jinx has today. It's only 58 degrees out.
well,
It's not 36. He went big, heavy flannel with
With
the
the
Prada
Prada
jacket over
I've
it.
been waiting for this season. This
But
whole
you didn't
90
need the
degrees.
extra. This was enough.
Nah, you know what? It was raining. I was like, yeah, it was just enough that I was like,
Put the
got you
Prada
right there.
jacket on, man. Let
Like-
the people see. Rem's got to see you in the Prada jacket.
Is this the thing? Like, I got to do it?
I think you should.
All
You
right.
got to, for Rem.
On the way out.
You know
Yeah,
what
on the
I'm
way
saying?
out, right?
No, but like,
No,
say,
for
like
the
right here,
camera.
we'll,
All right,
we'll
come
wrap
on,
it.
man.
Here, watch this. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mogul Podcast. It's all about Miami Bass. You get it anywhere you find podcasts. Jinx is the host. It's incredible. We're very
Yes,
proud of
man.
him. He used to do a great job
Digging
on
into the
Complex.
culture of Miami.
This feels
Yes.
like
On
state of
this
the culture.
episode.
I'm getting dressed up.
And
Go
now,
ahead, go ahead. Put it on. Come on.
I like y'all. You guys made me feel good this morning.
Wow,
I was
look
like,
at it.
come on,
get that
come
collar
on.
right. Get,
Yeah,
yep,
fix
yep,
it,
yep,
pop
get it
that
on.
collar.
Pop
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I don't know how to
Pop
wear
it,
it yet,
pop
so
it.
I'm like,
I don't even
Wow.
want to know what the
Yeah,
price
now
tag
there you go. Rem,
You
you
smell
see
like
him.
money.
stop, yo.
I smell it. I
It's clean.
Yo,
They gassing me up
yo,
here.
get up, yo,
They
Jinx,
gassing me
Mogul
up.
Podcast, baby.
Thank you guys, man.